I'm Anil Kumar, and here is a video where we are going to discuss cumulative frequency diagram and we'll find percentile from the graph. Question here is, sketch cumulative frequency diagram and determine 10th, 50th and 75th percentile from the graph. Now cumulative frequency is keep on adding the frequencies, right? So normally we have this column after frequency. Since I'm going to use this space to sketch the graph, I'll kind of shift it to the left side, right? So I'm making a column here, and this column is for cumulative frequency. Let me write down here, cumulative frequency. Is it okay? So we'll put cumulative frequency in this column. So let's begin by just adding them up. So it is 1, 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 plus 7 is 14, 14 plus 10 is 24, 24 plus 12, 36, plus 5, 41, plus 4, 45, and 2, 47. Right? So we get total maximum highest frequency of 47. That shows that there are 47 persons which have been surveyed, and their scores are given here, right? So scores between 11 to 21, where 11 is included, 21 is not included, there's one person. Now I've used this data in a couple of my videos. The idea is to understand the concept, okay? Now from the data, we can say this is for continuous data. Since we have intervals where the upper limit is not included in the intervals, and it is lower limit is always included, and there's a continuity. Do you see that? So you could actually use continuous data for such examples. Okay, now with this calculation done, we are in a good position to sketch the diagram. So I'll make a very rough sketch. Let us say, okay, let me use kind of an highlighter. Okay, so let's say this is our vertical y-axis and this is the horizontal x-axis. So we are going to write down the cumulative frequency on the vertical axis. So this represents cumulative frequency. Okay, and on this side we'll represent the scores. So we have scores on this side. Now when you are plotting cumulative frequency, in that case our first coordinate point is kind of 21, 1. We are always looking at the uppermost limit. So in this case 21 is not included, 20 is included, correct? So our first point will be 20 on the x-axis, correct? So what we will do here is we'll just put points which are like these are the values, do you see that, of the scores. So which is let's say 20, 40, 60, 80 and 100. That should do, right? So that is 20 for us. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80 and 100. So these are the scores for us. Okay, so we are going to associate all these cumulative frequencies with the highest point, which is within the interval. 21 is not, 20 is, 31 is not, 30 is. That's the whole idea. On the cumulative frequency, we have almost 50 as our highest number. So we could take this as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Well, we could take this as 10, right? 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay, that helps. So this is 50 for us. Fine. So the first point is 20, the highest point, and 1. So since this is 10, okay, this is 10 for us. This is 20, 30, 40 and so on. So 1 is kind of very close to here, right? This is 5, so 1 could be kind of here. Okay, next one is 3. So for 30 it is 3, so it is still less than 5, so we'll just keep it somewhere here. We'll connect it later. Then we have 7 for 40. So 7 is more than 5, so 7 for 40. And then For 50 we have 14. So for 50, which is here, we have 14 means 10 and 5 closer to 5. Okay. And then for 60, 24. For 60, 24, let's say this point. For 70, 36. So 70 is right there. So 70, 36. So 30, 35 and 36. For 80, 41. So 80 is right there. 40, let's say very, very close to 40. Okay. For 90, 45. So 90 is kind of here. Okay. 45, that's good point. And then for 100, it is 47. So for 100, it is kind of 45 and say here, okay, 47. So that gives us a plot. So what I'm going to do here is connect these points. So we have a plot which is kind of like this. Do you see that? With the points. So we get a plot here where the highest point here is at 47. So this is at 47. Correct. Now this is very important for us. 47. Now when we say 10th percentile, 50th percentile, 75th percentile from a cumulative graph, how do we find it? So what is 10th percentile? So let me show you. So when we say 10th percentile, let me write here, since 10th percentile will be a smaller number. So 10th percentile, percentile means about 100, right? So 10% of maximum value, which is 47. So we could say 0.10 times 47, which is 4.7. That is 10th percentile. Do you get the idea, right? So 4.7 is kind of here. Do you see that? 4.7 is kind of here. More than 3, which we said. Is that okay? So that becomes 10th percentile for us. Is that right? So we'll write this as 10th percentile. How about 50th percentile? Somewhere in between, right? So which is 0.50 times 47. So you could do half of 47 or use calculator, right? So 47 times 0.5 gives you in decimals 23.5. So 23.5 is the value you're looking for. So let's go for 23.5. So this is 25. 23.5 will be kind of here. Is that okay? Well, this point corresponds to 24. So that is perfectly fine. Is that okay? So this becomes the median for us. 50th is kind of second quartile also. Is that okay? So it's median or 50th percentile or whatever. Okay. 75th percentile is 0.7, 0.7 times 47, and that is equal to, let's again use the calculator. We have 0.47, 47 times 0.75, and that is equal to, in decimals, 35.25. So 35.25 is the exact value on the graph. We know 35 is here, so it's kind of here. Is that okay? So that gives you, in terms of quartile, third quartile, 75th percentile. Do you get an idea? So likewise, we can actually find the median, the quartiles, and the percentiles from a cumulative graph. Now, as an exercise, what you can do is, you can find the first quartile, right? Find this, and then find interquartile range. So that is the question for you to do. So from this cumulative graph, try to figure out what is the first quartile and what is interquartile range. I'm Anil Kumar, and I hope that helps. You can always share and subscribe my videos. Thank you, and all the best.